Hello, hi, I'm Vedant. Welcome to Movies, Books and Me, an infotainment collective. And the topic of today's discussion is a poem by the name Tonight by Charles Bukowski in his poetry compilation Love is a Dog from Hell. Let's hear it out once. Your poems about the girls will still be around 50 years from now when the girls are gone. My editor phones me. Dear editor, the girls appear to be gone already. I know what you mean. But give me one truly alive woman tonight, walking across the floor toward me. And you can have all the poems, the good ones, the bad ones, or any that I write after this one. I know what you mean. Do you know what I mean? In Tonight by Charles Bukowski, the first 5 lines are something of a kind as they are addressed to his editor rather than a metaphorical deity or a poetic lady. And because of this, the poem seems more realistic and is quite believable. This happens because old guy specifically practices and writes in verisimilitude. In philosophy, verisimilitude is the notion that some prepositions are closer to being true than another set of prepositions. The problem of verisimilitude is the problem of articulating what it takes for one false theory to be closer to the truth than another false theory. To basically put it seamlessly, verisimilitude is the appearance of being real or true. Another thought I have been wanting to bring up, and this poem is very closely related to the point, is that Bukowski's tough guy image is more as a posturing than a self-protective one. One senses that he was an idealist who was sold by the ravages of his time, appalled by the American left and the contemporary American writers of his time who were always trying to play kind of safe in that field and who were producing pallid prose and senselessly arcane poetry. Interestingly, in his best poems, the tough guy persona falls away and one can see a very deeply sensitive poet who chooses to adapt the savage bravado. Clearly, he knew the reality of the seamy side of life. Clearly, he knew the reality of the seamy side of life. His poetry teems with grotesque and sordid imagery, but unlike those who would write in order to reform, Bukowski is quite content in capturing his pathos and showing the reality of the streets. As I look at the poem, I realize that there is an absence of a central structure. Let's talk possible quotes. Here is one. Dear editor, the girls appear to be gone already. I know what you mean. You can have all the poems, the good ones, the bad ones, or any that I might write after this one. And another is, I know what you mean. Do you know what I mean? This is absolutely a fantastic thing about Bukowski's writing, is that specifically his climaxes of a poem are very poetically pleasing. Now, a point I want to make, which I've been making for the last 3 videos, is the setting of the poem. I am a person of the opinion that poetic perception depends on the reader and may differ from mind to mind, but one can also think that in Bukowski's poem, there is no one setting of the poem. They are set in very mundane places or mundane situations. But one might also think that the lack of a metaphorical landscape in itself is an allegorical setting. Now it is up to you. You can comment down below what you think about this and tell us which of Bukowski's poems you would want to hear about most. Thank you for watching. See you soon.